Alright, guys, so we are now in our finale segment of the day, and we are going to be talking about the BET Awards 2020. So, as you guys know, the BET Awards still went on last night, regardless of everything that's still going on. BET's main slogan for last night was "They cannot cancel our culture." So they wanted to continue the show even though everything was canceled and everything was shut down, and the fact that everything was, from home. They still made the show work and made the show happen. So the host of the show was Amanda Seales, and I must say, she had some really, really cute outfits last night. And, I just really loved her opener. And I feel like, she really stood up for what she was about. Amanda Seales was everything about Black culture and Black Lives Matter and everything else. And she really just stood up for what she believes in, which I truly love that. She actually did the whole show from her living room or her house. So, that was that. The whole show was virtual. The pre-show was virtual. I did not watch the after show, but I seen clips and the after show was virtual. So everything was virtual. The performances were really, really cool. I think that honestly, this could be a new way of them doing performances for the BET Awards, to be quite honest. The performances were mainly based off of what the talent wanted to do. So for Megan Thee Stallion, she went off to a deserted, secluded area where she filmed all of her visuals for her performance. And she pretty much did everything the way that she wanted to do. The baby, he was in this like secluded area of like open Greenland where he kind of did his performance. And it started off with him kind of doing like homage to George Floyd. And Roddy Ricch, when he opened the show with his performance, he did his performance in like this green screen type area where, he was playing the piano and, it was just nice bright lights and everything. It was very simplistic. He even had backup dancers. Even Megan Thee Stallion had backup dancers and everything too. The only reason I'm mentioning those three because those were the big three performances of the night. So yeah, it was really, really cool. It was actually better than I expected simply because, the whole show was virtual and it wasn't, an in-person type of a show. I was actually kind of nervous at first because I was like, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know if this is even going to turn out right. But it really was a shocker because the show was really, really good. I do want to go over the awards. I'm just going to go ahead and name off the really, really big ones that had winners of the night. And then I'm going to talk a little bit more about the things that were going on in BET and some information that I found out too that I was not aware of. So for Best New Artist, that went to Roddy Ricch. For Best Collaboration, that went to Chris Brown and Drake with the No Guidance song. Best Male R&B and Pop Artist went to Chris Brown as well. Best Group went to Migos, which I don't know who else was going to win, but, it went to Migos. The Album of the Year went to Roddy Ricch for his Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. The Viewer's Choice Award went to Megan Thee Stallion featuring Nicki Minaj and Ty Dolla $ign, Hot Girl Summer. The Best Female R&B Pop Artist went to Lizzo. The Video of the Year went to DJ Khaled featuring Nipsey Hussle and John Legend, Higher. Best Female Hip Hop Artist went to Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know if you guys remember this, but back years ago when Nicki Minaj first came out, she was really the only female hip-hop artist out. So BET constantly kept giving her the award every single year. And it was kind of like, man, who's going to break Nicki's streak, And then eventually it started mixing, and then they started just giving it to everybody. It wasn't just kind of just given to Nicki Minaj. Because it was kind of like after a while, they knew what they were doing. They were being extremely messy with the way that they were handling things. And when they would announce people that were going to be the nominations, it was like, we know that's not going to any of these people. So it's clear that it's going to go to Nicki. And people kept saying, like, if she had competition, then, this wouldn't be going on. And then next thing you know, here goes all these rappers coming out of the blue. And then we had a bunch more competition for Nicki. Now that she's got the competition, she's like stone-faced to everybody. But anyway, we're going to finish up with the nominations. Oh, actually, that was the last one. So yeah, that was the awards that were given out. Those were the big ones because, there was tons more. They were talking about athletes and, the award for best young actress out or whatever, actor, whatever. But yeah, there was a bunch of other awards, but those were the big ones. So now I wanted to talk about Beyoncé because we did talk about her being the humanitarian. Now, I do want to mention her situation of what was going on with her. So, of course, Beyoncé showed up. People were saying, oh, she's not going to show up. Well, nobody really showed up. Everybody pre-recorded their stuff, and they were, speaking pre-recordedly, So she did the same, and, she was really just talking about her situation. And you remember when I was saying how I don't really think she ever showed up to the event where she donated all the money. Well, I still don't think that. I still don't think that because they were showing everything, they were breaking it down, and they were showing how she was offering all of these goods and stuff like that. But I still never really seen her come out there and actually help pass out food. So, she did give her money, but she didn't really give her time and everything. But she was seen, talking to some of the youth and things like that, and just really giving her guidance to people, which was very nice to see. But here is where things threw me off with her receiving this award. So at the end, when she was finished accepting and she finished talking and saying her piece about everything, she then talks about her music video that is coming out soon. And to me, it just seemed like the whole her being awarded the humanitarian award, it really was a big promo scheme. And I think the only reason BET did this was simply because they wanted to be the first to have the snippet. Nonetheless, she did post a snippet of it online while the BET Awards was going on, which I thought was absolutely nuts because it's like you're about to be honored and for being a humanitarian, and then here you are showing a little snippet on your Instagram. But it just seemed like the whole thing was like a publicity stunt after a while, and like it was build up promo for her new song that she has coming out. So that threw me off. That threw me all the way off because I was like, at first, like, man, this is beautiful. This is nice. She looks amazing on her little, acceptance and everything. And I was really about to give credit to where credit was due. But then she decided to start, promoting her new song. And I was like, what the hell? It really threw me off. Then, while I was reading comments and stuff and, looking at people being shady on Instagram about BET, calling it the EBT Awards, which they've been doing that now for past 2-3 years, I came across something on the spiritual world, and they were saying that BET isn't even, ran by Black people. So we're sitting here talking about for the culture and all this other kind of stuff, but BET is no longer ran by Black people. Like, the owners are no longer Black. It's not Black owned. Now, I did some digging because I was like, this has got to be a joke. Thank you for listening, everyone. If you enjoyed that podcast, please be sure to tune in every Monday through Friday on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocketcasts, and Anchor for the rest of that podcast.